Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Paranormal News. My name is horror author James Hershey Jr. from the Staring Into the Abyss radio show, and on tonight's episode, we are going to be looking at a very interesting article. This article comes from awarenessact.com, and the title of this article is NASA is Chasing a Massive Golden Asteroid That Could Make Us All Billionaires. Wouldn't that be wonderful? By Debbie Allison. It was published July 1st, 2019. According to various sources, NASA has her eyes on a huge golden asteroid, and this particular space body could make us all billionaires. Referred to as Psyche 16, this golden egg is located between Mars and Jupiter and is supposedly solid metal. While it contains gold, it is also said to contain other precious metals such as platinum, iron, and even nickel. The Sun reports that its estimated total worth is a whopping 10,000 quadrillion dollars. If the asteroid was to be brought to Earth, it could actually destroy the world's economy, which is currently worth 75.5 trillion. To NASA, the Psyche 16 would be a monumental achievement to obtain if it were captured, as it could give us new information regarding the creation of solar systems. Scott Moore, a veteran miner and CEO of Eurosun Mining, asteroids could be the next gold rush. Even more, this venture is considered to be the next step for us as Earth's resources diminish. The Titans of Gold now control hundreds of the best producing properties around the world. But the 4 to 5 million ounces of gold they bring to market every year pales in comparison to the conquest available in space, Moore told Oil Price. It's the next boom industry, he told BBC. Once you step up the infrastructure, then the possibilities are almost infinite. There's an astronomical amount of money to be made by those bold enough to rise to the challenge of the asteroid rush. Unfortunately, mining asteroids is not easy, and after NASA launches in 2022, we could expect to see them spending years orbiting Psyche 16 before they're able to actually land on it. And that is the end of this article. Now, a few points that I would like to make here. One, I kind of saw this coming decades ago. And there have been movies made about this whole idea of mining asteroids. So it's something that has been in the planning stages for a long, long time. It's got its pluses and it's got its minuses in my mind. The pluses are you can get a lot of resources, bring them back to Earth. That's pretty cool because that would mean that we're not limited anymore by the amount of resources on our planet. We can mine asteroids, we can even mine other planets eventually. A couple points in this article that were important was when this guy Moore is telling the BBC that it's the next boom industry. Because that's exactly what I think is going to happen. You already have private companies sending rockets up into space and trying to get involved in space launches. That's good for us because it takes some of the pressure off NASA and our budget as a nation, really, because if you have private industries in the space race, they'll be funding their own space travel. So that's good for everybody. The problem is, in order to get them to do that, there must be an incentive for them. They have to think that it's profitable for them to do that. Now, you're going to have some rich people that are just going to want to go to space because it's a very, very cool thing to do. And what better way to show off to your friends than sending a rocket up of your own? I think that's a lot of what's going on now. But as they see potential to make a hell of a lot of money from space, you're going to see a whole lot more of it. And I think it'll grow leaps and bounds as far as the technology and the knowledge that we have of space and how to do things. It's going to grow at a rate you can't even imagine. Because one bad thing about government is everything it does is super, super slow. It might take NASA 20 to 30 years to get this done, where it would only take private industry 5 to 10 years to get it done. Once they figure out how to get to it and land on it, that's the majority of the ball game right there. The mining is pretty straightforward. We mine here on Earth. We mine all of these things that are on this asteroid here on Earth. So we understand how to do that. The problem is going to be getting that mining equipment to the asteroid, figuring out how to land on the damn thing, mining it, and sending the stuff back. Sending the stuff back, not too hard either, because if you figure out how to land on it, taking off from it and coming back home should be a breeze. The landing on it is the hard part. I'm excited for this. I don't think it'll crash the world's economy like they say in the article. If you brought the whole thing back at once, it might, but that's not going to happen because it's not like we're going to go there and shoot a hook onto it and haul it home. You know, we're going to land on it and mine it, and we're going to be sending ships out of there with what we mine to come back to Earth. So the materials coming back will be a slow trickle. It won't be a flood. It won't be everything coming at once. It'll be shipload by shipload coming back. So the economy will have a little bit of time to adjust. It still might be kind of rough on us because that's a lot of extra wealth coming in. But I don't think it's going to hit all at once and just crash everything. Another point that I would make real quick is the premise of this is all of us could be billionaires if this takes place. Don't count on that either. There would be enough wealth for all of us to be billionaires. That is true probably, but it's not like we're ever going to see any of that money. That money is going to go to whatever rich person gets there and does it. That's what's going to happen. Or the government will do it, and that money will go to the government. And in the case of the United States, which probably will be the country that does it, our government is going to waste it. It's going to go into the pockets of politicians and people like that, and they're just going to blow it and waste it on something stupid. And we're never going to see it. That's the point I'm making. The average person is not going to get a check. But it will bring a lot of wealth to the country, which is good. And if our government uses it wisely, then we would be able to provide a lot of really cool stuff for the citizens. But forgive me, I just don't have a lot of hope that they would do that, just from their past track records. But this is a very interesting article, and it's a very interesting idea because there's going to be a space race. There's going to be people, corporations, businesses, countries even, that are racing to get the technology to land on these asteroids and mine them. It's going to be like the Wild West all over again. It's going to be very, very cool to watch. And hopefully we'll all still be alive when it happens. I think it's feasible that it could happen in our lifetimes. I don't see why it couldn't if it's made a priority. And quite honestly, if we don't make it a priority, somebody will make this a priority. Some country in the world will decide this is important enough to really invest heavily into it, and they'll get it done. Or private industry will get it done because there will be a CEO somewhere that'll say, hey, this is a good idea. This is going to make us a hell of a lot of money. It's worth the investment. If somebody has that kind of cash, like a Google or an Amazon or somebody like that, that's sitting on billions and billions of dollars that has the ability to do this, I could see this happening. Let me know down in the comments of the video on YouTube what you guys think. If you think this is going to be a really cool thing that happens, or if you think that this will never work, that they'll never be able to land on it. It definitely has challenges because when you're talking about landing on an asteroid, you're talking about trying to hit a moving target, and it's moving at a great rate of speed. And the majority of the times when you're talking about an asteroid, it's a lot more difficult than landing on a planet or a moon. They're moving as well, but nowhere near the speed that this asteroid is going to be moving at. So it'll be really, really cool to see how this is done. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you very much for the support. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And until I speak to you again, love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you, and so do I. Bye-bye.